the first to know in Nsem-Pii TV.
Now, the NPP, as scheduled, saying Akopon Adoma 31st of January 2026, and on Bekabat also, I elected the next flag bearer to lead the party into the 2028 elections. But things are moving so fast, very, very, very fast. Now, Enra and Yumre, and some over 60 sitting members of parliament, Edomani Chilemu, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Asuyeye, now openly, Omo Eko Ye declaration say, Nakopon ya Dumwa, these over 60 MPC, Yen support Eko Ediama His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. In fact, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Babonte Bekasai expresses so much gratitude to these over 60 members of parliament. Ya openly, or more expresses said they are ready to throw their weight behind him. At the same time, now former MMDCs, former MCs, former DCs, and so Asia, the Honorable Kennedy Ohiri Japan at the office. Yeah, like I said, so the Honorable Kennedy Ohiri Japan also now one also the presence to former MMDCs, DCs, MMCs, and to assure them, say, obey here or more ultimate support going into the 2028 presidential primaries of the New Patriotic Party. And you may move and that they are making. And over 1,000 Zongo women and Zongo young girls. Yeah, it be a Nasara coordinators, it be a delegates, it be a branch executives, it be a constituency executives, it be a polling station executives of the New Patriotic Party, it be also NPP sympathizers. Almost committee, Her Excellency, the former Second Lady Samira Bawumia. Over 1,000 of northern or Zongo women. Almost to Chiremona. Yamia John. Almost acting in from say 31st of January 2026. The MPP Betwaba after Franka Tuni and Yama Party going into the 2028 elections. Now almost so about the country. Her Excellency Samira Bawumia say, Nyankopon ya dum na electoral commission at the ballot box will be see home. Say yanto abankwampe flag bearer and former the New Patriotic Party. Sa may ya omo number over 1,000 each more. Their full support and backing is going for His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. The Federal Minister said things are moving in so fast. And in Nigeria, over 60 MPs declared for Dr. Bawumia. Over 200 MMDCs, former MMDCs, former MCs, former DCs, MET, the Honorable Kennedy Ohiri Japan. Now over 1,000 Zongo and Northern ladies. Also Asia, Yamani Samira Bawumia, now also I declare, almost support. Now Diana Fawahu, Ayoma Fadia, Omodikoshia, Her Excellency, Yamani Samira Bawumia. The whole share. Slice on the Chaguna, Utumi was a Maya from who ye papa. Or more by now, no more echo print that. Yawa print anymore. Yawa Samira Bawumia dem. His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so Edem. And on my victory 2028. And so inside that. Yes, we are very, very much poised for action. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Going forward. If us, you're going to be the other candidates, but the other candidates, they also expressed the interest in contesting for the flag bearership slot. There was Dr. Osaya Wadichum, former education minister, MP for Bosonchen. There was Dr. Brian Campo, former agriculture minister, MP for Abetifi. And I asked it to so ever from a to say the Honorable Patrick Yabuama, MP for Okakwe South. And will be to say, you are. Engineer Kobana Japan. Say any a host of others. And interesting times ahead. Very, very interesting times ahead. Now, I was a
Ubia Trenagrin, the Green Crowd, okay, the electoral college buying the Bayer, now we are Trenagrin, now we are Trenagrin, a corporate room. If we are chairman of government boutique, a put 2 voice vote, it was an overwhelming aye. Like I said, Ubia, I did too. No,
no. Obia Jitum on the 31st January date, no.
Saturday.
Early, nobody can Jiatum say mobile early presidential primaries.
Saturday. Now, maybe softly, but I tell me making a certain remark. The name and you will be an name from him. So I think they are in the document being a pressure kukum. A motion two more. Now, the door through a lot of the presidential aspirants along in answer and favor of and you know correct because I want to make many fair more. The impending for the moon woman the moon at least so I didn't matter some person on the contest the presidential. I counted about 7 there. I know oh you know meeting nothing. Didn't poke aside. And now woman only or crown. What you tap for call supporters. They were there. And young me to be a prayer, aspirant to be sentiment was not represented in that motion. And the second aspirant to be said, they would have raised a counter motion. So I want the record to reflect to say, for the avoidance of doubt, National Council decision take years, 31st January. Any ever hold 2026, any ever hold presidential primaries, no, a overwhelming consensus. Second thing, and yet at the forefront, an answer is in a C4 National Council take it 3 days ago because in April, National Council is CIN, me as a member of National Council. In that meeting, National Council is said now, I am minutes be reflected. Breno, yeah, many a penny. I am also aspirant former General Secretary, Mr. Cobra, Japan. And we move our motion. The National Council. I have talked to early primaries, and even as a matter of fact, for the presidential elections to be done first. Now, I want to National Council, you do me, and you can't say, you have Frank Davis Committee, our Monkwakwe Constitutional Amendment to propose as the other. And to Omoba, now say, you find about the particularly declared the day, taking into account proposals committee on the paper. And then, committee do recommendations that you got. They falsely recommended, say, presidential promise, from all the constitutional amendments by over 300 of them, it comes out very strong, say, and no. When the CDK the presidential primaries must be held first. And almost Sunday limited expansion and recommendations to the account. Ninjinano, no far for Professor Quay committee so recommendation also that to National Council and in previous meetings say one more nante Ghana family in Asia MPPs standing for grassroots for no within the ma results no 2024 Kobasa any equity no matter to a bebwa one can say your mama dear so presidential primaries no you better income and no crown any mini kind that's what charity that could be a homa but man some comments of it I'm being so the moves are motion but and it said in the history of MPP Mono and BC that say a 12 every year we did about 4-6 months, no? The kind of interest that a world presidential aspirant who one year Christina as flag bearer and a potential Sabia to move it to media banner. Thanks, no, a dozen by the day, no, air rise and yes, I'm a Koba in 2009. Yes, I'm a Koba in other previous years are near losing power for. Make us a losing power 2008. There Muslims in major contenders, no be a crampon Nicholas Obeko, His Excellency Akufo-Addo, and Ura Alan Chairman. Alan Chairman to kind call the WTO near they could be to us. The tensions were cool, but in this particular instance, there are interests coming up, and we don't want it to be that acrimonious for about a year, 1.5 years. And no. The Konasna, a regional, a constituency, a collector area, a police station. I think about the time the two presidential primaries maybe a year and a half later. Yes, the party in Mubria will have only just about 1 year or 1.5 years about their reconciliation ahead of 2028. And one why. 2. And they will share routine reviews of TV. And this is what to money Nsem-Pii for so. The thing see that political party be over a bambi politically persecute in the manner NDC for persecute to every day be why a bonny on you near that was your fee. Why a bonny on you near Tron Oko and I be near Tron Oko Yuku near confidence a built and share their torso. Bill craft from Kukum, she almost several hours, the other crowd, almost be Omonia Bolivia. You are a cassette, Kokman or Cassaview. A lot of intimidation is happening. At the time, Womu Chief Justice. At the time, Womu to Numa de Brea, so the Enquiry. This is the time you hear leader of the Franca, a crap figure. No one can find me I inspired, energized around that flank. The political opposition leader, legitimately so called, so Kasa. Yes, so this are a good matter way the General MPP Kasa. As one diplomatic communities could not Kasa be, and you must say that also. Not your name, Omunga, a bear back at tea. Tenia Udina, no Kasa. At that program in MPP and their Casa Movie. A young income, a civil income, as soon as possible. No bar, a bed wampo, a mania, and Yami and Sa. And I want to be who be presidential candidate, whoever emerges as the presidential candidate, between the higher reconciliation, and Fesora Apakusi Asie.
Okay. It
came up there. In the run-up to 2024 election, you have enough time for proper reconciliation and accounted for the kind of results we had. You have internal division, and my time to me, the command and this before. And the way no, she had told someone, the Bebwa, Emma reconciliation, no, Akoso, then also testing, no, a big cat, because Obia not our interest, and no overarching interest in no. In the lower level party internal elections, we have interest, we were interested, and then back of it for you number. A view of crowd make over a back or to a bank, police station background. Oh, candidates be our interest or Montino. But we will be granted, yes, they are 12 and should not come my share in the ground song. These are criminals, all of it to be avoided. If they are one united front. Na idea at the Buama partner at me according to Weno, it's news to the benefit of Upia when you pass for Peso Gina near to me Swaba at the flag bearer. So we're participating now, and it's already moved over the flag bearer, not the Gina presidential prime minister. This is good news for you because Upenya 3 years, area market home. I ain't crown. Ubenya clear 3 years, nearly 3 years. At me, I could be a so. No, to me, I can be a swabum. And to win, and to more than the young to ye, and to be no Chiano. But answer now, but tongue who am a Ghana for no. I was a tongue home party for a decay.
na ultimate winning flag bearership contest no adana wa gain number of years we here so beton ho ache Ghana for what some have said they say 6 months I was of the campaign within the party to delegate any ade no 6 months no extra until asem no
no I party constitution oba party constitution ni mo a ma clear notice period say national council about the said that as almost said that a bit to me minimum 6 months notice.
Yes.
And it is what to me 6 months and so dear. Say a song and no in the framework of the constitution who said 6 months is enough. Then 6 months Lisa at a constitution that says yeah 1 year notice and now 2 years notice. But the constitution said before 2 years clear there's a pound more than latest 2 years to the next election we should have our flag bearer in place, but any time earlier than that is also permissible. It can be 3 years, it can be 2.5 years, it can be 2 years, 6 months, 7 months. Never more. The notice period should be 6 months. In this case, free and now the Kopemo January 31st, 2026. It's more than 6 months. Idea it be more prepared. Never more. Say Obeko 276 constituencies. And ye man for according kita home about 300,000 delegates. And you according kita home. Not so 6 months is amount. So which means at all who ye about 300,000 delegates. 1 year. And as you train out with the 2 years at a time, home party for 300,000 delegates a year. About 16 million registered voters, I know they only 1 year about Koton Obi. That is argument. But if you need 2 years to sell yourself to 300,000 delegates, now we are with the 1 year, Akoton the whole Ghana. 16 million registered voters. They do Ukrainians are going to 18 million now. So the priority lies with you having sufficient time. One, yeah, they can one boom. Because as far as here, move back to penny be winning. Yeah, can be as we let him. And I always say, sir, one of you already declared he's a potential president in the next government.
Okay.
He's a potential flag bearer. And MPP, we have the men. We now Brani Dimu. They will back up the winning. And it is incumbent on one of the winning say, you have build the consensus and build the unity. But internal election NDC move, MPP move, party more. A similar coming, one a criminal womb.
We need a normal, but me have a sense say MP say kwasra Dr. Baumi asana okaho.
Na me jamu pa.
Enti for you think say only right person to lead mo party into 2028.
Yeah. Yawo mpenifo bebre a wo mo ayi wo manim. Omu nyina am di buo ina ne die de mawo. Amenim fum so bia obia. Ne mo mo no. Wo hwe party say to me in 2028. Now, sir, the selection of presidential candidates. What is to the voter behavior of Ghana near or Otwaba? What is their voter behavior? In 96, a bra MP Sane or Sabre, no one also, or MPP. Now, so, Dudwana from Parliament, General Modema, President Kufo, Okoye, near 39%. Almost like General Modema. On one is sample because Ghana's one could be away to after Genevieve. And to 2000 we mean Sabrano Sir John Ivan's His Excellency. Not saying no over from into Gina from. No yet sitting Vice President Olusoy or Sako 2004 Olusoy or called the third time 2008. And would you mean Sabrano, not President Akufo-Addo. Bafoforo. and you know about for Lusui. And no Sanko Bill. Oko Bill so I third time no in 2016. That was a fabric a drew so one said in the President Mahama. On the first one, a Zongo because President Datamels went to me and chat for 4 years, then you know, stream. Ghana, you know, Rehoy, they are Reho. And a coca said, you don't know, he said, President Mahama and Twasso. I'll crack in Nsem-Pii, Supreme Court them. But on what I said, 2016, even as assistant president, Olusui, Osako, the third time. In 2020, Olusui, or in 2024. And as Abren, no candidate, Dr. Baumia Fain or no, do a assistant vice president today. But I say no over the contest as president. And Ghana for the man, Nipa no, I appear the ballot box more times. And you know, yes, we are, because the man may chat the 8 years in 2028. The TBR and this is for the power from the Beba. Sally power from the Bano. So, yes, so yes, it into the voter behavior of Ghana, Ghanaian. Not a share, yes, them. In 4 I didn't. The Adenequa opinions are advantage, you know. Dr. Baumia and what could be paying. As or no, a quan. It bet to me, I the fastest way to victory. The fastest and the most effective way to victory, and our surest bet to victory in 2028. Hey, or a candidate in 2024. And on that principle, he stands very tall.
Very well. Honorable, my young fancy, development for the ever seen the home commobile, that's the period. Why?
Not made up the partner, don't my buy, Near Mekaya, the military will be breeding. In fact, 520 something or 30 something now more coming. Yes, over 60 MPs being now were there. Now, one crown up, we didn't to coin, belongs to BC or more coin to 1 month. And so, a day for more goodwill at tired of Tabaumechin. One surround air broke with the many kind of baby. Into the aquarium, more beer and eating air. So, they can from let me come over 45 for the 6 American or on the top of my head.
Omunina Baho.